Hello, and welcome to the Dr. Toomer Talk Show. I'm your host, Dr. Catherine Toomer, and I am going to be talking about the two top ways to reach your health and weight loss goals. And if this resonates with you in any way, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and like and comment. Anyone who comments knows that I do respond with every single comment that people put in there. So, and um, I do want to say, Marcy, if you're listening, I am in Barbados. I had no way of contacting you beforehand, so please write to me at help@drtoomer.com and let me know how we can connect. I'll be here for another 5 days. So, what I'm going to talk to you today about is the top two ways to reach your health and weight loss goals. So what I'm doing right now is I'm being adaptable, I'm pivoting, and I'm being flexible, and I'm also being consistent. So consistency is really important when trying to change a goal, mainly because it takes a while for your body to really believe what you're doing is different. And so your body really puts in as little effort as possible until it knows it has to do something differently. It has to change. So one of the things that your body does is waits and sees. And so the more consistent you are, the more likely you are to see results, but they're not going to be quick results. If you give up too quickly or you start chasing the proverbial shiny penny, the online shiny penny, that every time you come across something new online, new information, you start adjusting. What happens is your body just doesn't know what to do and it doesn't know what to follow. And so what ends up happening is that it does not change. It tries to stay where it is as much as possible unless it has to change. And the only way it has to change is if you do something consistently different. The other thing that's really important is pivoting or being flexible and adaptable. And part of the reason why that's so important is because life isn't the same every single day. Every single time you go someplace, every time you travel, every time you wake up in the morning, you don't know what's going to happen. And if you stick to your routine so rigidly that you don't know what to do if something changes, what ends up happening is you give up everything you've been working towards because you don't know what to do next. So there's two ways of doing this. One is to plan. Just think of ways things might change. And if you think of ways that things might change, think about what you might do in that given situation. The other is, give yourself grace. You may not be able to do the things that you were doing before at the exact same level that you did them before for that particular day or that particular week. And so you just do the best you can in that situation rather than trying to beat yourself up for not being able to spend as much time doing going to the gym or doing exercising, or you're not able to cook that particular week and you have to eat out all the time. What you do is you just do the best that you can within a given situation. Focus on proteins. Focus on, getting the most in, like exercise. An example is if you know that you exercise every single day, try to get your legs in. Do at the very least do squats. That's always the best way to get the muscle work in that is beneficial. So just coming up with ways that you can pivot, ways that you can adapt, ways that you can make things as best as you can within a given situation, even if it's not exactly what you did before. So again, two things are consistency and adaptability. Now, when you're wondering, well, how in the world am I practicing what I'm preaching? Well, right now I'm in Barbados. As I said, Marcy, if you're there, please, if you're listening to this, email me at drtoomer.com and let me know how I can contact you. But the other is, because I show up every single Tuesday, I'm showing up this Tuesday. But because I cannot, I'm hoping that the Wi-Fi would hold up. I didn't want to bet on that. And so rather than, trying to get on the Wi-Fi, making sure that it works, which I have no control over, I decided to pre-record my Tuesday talk. The other thing that I've done is adapt. Because I'm not at home, I am traveling, I don't have my ring lights to make me look all pretty, and I don't have um, a space that I can control in terms of the way I look. I just did the best that I could. Actually, this is my second time recording this because the first time I was outside, there was music playing, it was completely throwing off the sound, and there was no way you could hear anything that I was saying. So I had to do it again. That is adaptability. That is being flexible. And I could beat myself up and say, this is not going to be as good as my others. It's not going to be as informative as my others. It's not going to be as long. But I know that the information is good. I know that the information is beneficial, and it gives exactly what I'm talking about, and a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So Again, I'm Dr. Catherine Toomer. This is the Dr. Toomer Talk Show. I am being consistent because I'm showing up again on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, but I'm also being flexible and adapting because I'm in a place where I cannot film live, so I'm pre-recording, and so I hope this is helpful. And again, if you have questions, you can write them after the comments about this or any other topic. You can go through my other videos and write and ask me questions based on those videos, and I will respond. And I hope to see you again next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, live. Good night.